Everyone I know has a big butt. Come on, Simone, let's talk about your big butt.
I want to show you something. Japan has changed its currency. I guess it's like around the beginning of this year. I can't remember when exactly it started. So, okay, the old currency. Okay, this is how it looks, right? This is old currency. This is old currency. Right? So you see right here. Right, this is 1,000 yen, 5,000 yen, 10,000 yen. Okay, it's very easy to see this, right? See that? Of course you do. All right, the new currency though. Oh, what's this? See, there's nothing there. And then this. Oh shoot! Oh! See, if you can't read kanji, and I'm sure like a lot of kids can't even read this one. Yeah. So to find out, you have to pull it all the way up here. So they've changed the writing on here. So this is very international. This is very useful. It's very easy, right? This, it's like, unless you're Japanese, you're not going to be able to tell what this is. You have to pull it all the way out of your wallet to see what it is, unless you're used to it. I just think that's really stupid. And like my friend, when he came to visit Japan, he exchanged his money in a bank in Arizona, and like the bank teller, he can't read this, right? It's just very easy to go, flip through the dollar or the yen bills with the old currency, but the new currency, no, forget it. Anyhow, I just wanted to show you that to you first before I get started. So it is the month of May, and as always, that means for hobbyists, that means the Shizuoka Hobby Show, and yet another year I haven't been able to go there. So when I first moved to Japan in 2012, I was able to start covering the Shizuoka Hobby Show, and I did that for 4 years, and it was really fun. And then in 2016 I worked for Aoshima, right? And I wasn't able to do that. So having experienced the fun of the Shizuoka Hobby Show year after year, it was just kind of a disappointment. It was interesting at first, like the first 2 days were like the industry days, and so I got to meet a lot of people and talk, and it was kind of interesting. And then the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, that's like it's open to the general public, and unfortunately that is when I got stuck babysitting a Lamborghini, and I think it was an Aventador, I think, and gosh, I can't, or was it a Huracan? I can't remember. I really can't remember. I'm not so much into Lamborghinis, but that kind of sucked because I had to just stand there all day long, and it was just killing my feet, and it sucked. And then on my break, I was able to sneak over to the private exhibition hall, and I got to talk to, I think Wild River was there. I had talked to Dorobo Hige in years past, but that year I did not see him. But anyhow, yeah, a lot of the coverage I saw, like for example, Kosaka, Kino Kosaka, she has really great coverage of the event on her channel. But I think so far I've just seen just the industry, the trade show booths, not the private exhibition hall. And while I was going there, it seemed like a lot of it was like the same thing over and over again, but it still was different though. I mean, they like the Ghibli modelers. I saw a lot of the same stuff. They had like just the Yamato modelers and some of the same builds year after year, but they did have some new stuff. But just the level of just ingenuity and creativity, it was just fantastic. it just blows you away. I mean, to go to the Shizuoka Hobby Show is just like none other, I think. You know, I didn't go this past year, but the year before last, I was able to return to the All Japan Hobby Show, and that was great. But there's no private exhibition hall, right? So, the reason I'm mentioning this actually is okay. So I have been watching a lot of videos of the Shizuoka Hobby Show, and of course that's really great. Then this, you know, that was just this past weekend. However, like, I saw another video by apparently he was an American. Now, I'll just say first of all, I don't suggest going and finding this video. Maybe it's already shown up in your suggestions. I clicked on it and I kind of wish I hadn't. I mean, I talk slow, but this guy talks really slow, and I had to watch it at like 2x speed just to get through it. This guy is like this old boomer type guy, and he is just complaining about the plight of the hobby, and saying how that the new generation just isn't building models and blah 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 blah. And he was looking at it from like the IPMS point of view, I think. He mentions in the video, again, I don't suggest watching it. I didn't want to thumb it down, but I did actually. I'll get to that later. But anyhow, yeah, this whole IPMS thing is a bunch of, in my experience, is a bunch of grouchy old men standing around scratching their bellies and sneering at newer modelers, and especially just sneering at people who don't want to build the same type of stuff that they want to build. I had been to the IPMS national convention, I think it was in 2011 when it was in downtown Phoenix, and I went there with some friends, and while that was interesting, what you can expect at an IPMS show is row after row of models that are built exactly as they're supposed to be built, and there's not a whole lot of freedom and ingenuity, creativity and such that you would see at the Shizuoka Hobby Show. Just doesn't even come close. And of course also it's all about competition. They always make a competition. The only thing close that you could see maybe to the level that you see at the Shizuoka Hobby Show is like the Kentucky Wonderfest, which I actually was able to attend in 2016, that same year actually that I worked at Alashma. But then again, it's still a contest. There's some sort of Western paradigm, I guess, when it comes to model shows. Everything has to be about competition and competing with each other, whereas at the Shizuoka Hobby Show, it's just a celebration of the hobby where people just get tables and then they put their stuff on display and just have a good time talking with people. There's no awards going on at all. It's just people having fun, and it's a family thing, and it's just really great. Now, I have talked, you know, a friend of mine, he said that he went to a hobby show and he saw a grown-ass man throwing a temper tantrum because he didn't get the award that he felt entitled to get. I can't remember what it was. Maybe he got third place, but he thought that he deserved first place or something like that. Just disgusting behavior. The judges have their heads up their ass, or they've got their predetermined favorites and all that kind of stuff, and I just don't see the point. Then again, I'm a very non-competitive person in general, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like sports. But regardless, it's just I don't know. I don't really miss the modeling scene in America, and I was just barely getting into it at that time. I attended one IPMS meeting, and at that time, I got started with YouTube modeling just by accident because the Tamiya Honda Fit video that I had started, right? And when I attended that IPMS meeting, they had me stand up because I was a new guy, and they're like, "Oh, so what are you interested in?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm working on a Honda Fit, and I really like science fiction models." And like, I heard one guy say, "Yeah," and he came up to me afterwards, and he was like, "I don't really. There's not a lot of sci-fi builders in this crowd. Everybody has to just do the same thing, and it's just there's not many of us here." And I thought that was rather kind of disappointing. But anyhow, I really wasn't impressed with IPMS. But this guy, the video I mentioned, right? He seems to be looking at it from that grumpy old man perspective, and I looked at his channel, and he has like a little the miniature Bandai Millennium Falcon, like the 350 scale here, this kit, and I think he has like a Gundam or something or other on his channel as well. But just he seems to be kind of missing the mark. And I posted a message on his video, and he deleted it. Then after that, I noticed it was gone, and that's when I gave him the thumbs down. Because even though he seems to be looking for input and opinions, if you disagree with him, then he's going to delete your comment. He also went into like the whole bitching about tariffs. Now, this whole thing about tariffs is like, it's only been like, since April or so that all of this is going on. So you're gonna now finally start complaining about raising of prices and such due to tariffs, but you never said anything for years while the United States was printing money out of thin air to fund Ukraine and their war of genocide against the people of the Donbass, the people whose plight for 10 years was completely ignored, while their hospitals, their schools, their churches, and their homes were being deliberately targeted by the literal Nazis that the intelligence agencies had put into power in that country. The America, the fighting for democracy has destroyed more democracies than any other country in the world, right? So, and then of course all that money, a whole bunch of it just seems to disappear. Where did it go? Golly gee, oh my gosh. It doesn't even make it to Ukraine. Or it gets funneled back through the FTX digital currency fiasco with that kid, whatever his name is. Money laundering scheme, right? So on top of that, with the so-called green policies shutting down oil production in the United States, what is plastic made out of? Gee, I don't know, maybe oil, perhaps? So when you are decreasing the supply of oil in not only America but the world, that might also kind of affect prices as well, right? So, and it just kills me, like these older people who complain about, back in the 70s, a model only cost like $1 or like 75 cents or crap like that. It's like, yeah, it's inflation. There's been a lot of crap going on ever since then, and we've been conditioned to just accept it. So, not a lot of respect for this guy, because I mentioned about the whole Ukraine thing, and it's America finally has leadership that is finally putting an end to all the harmful food additives, and is exposing the biggest conspiracies You know, whether it's the assassination of JFK or now also RFK, and oh man, some of the stuff that's come out about that, it's just like RFK was already dead before that Saran thing happened, and if so, then who was that got shot, or was he actually shot, or weird stuff, man. This is stuff that's just now coming out. So the whole Epstein thing hopefully is going to be, you know, revealed as well. We've been promised that. So there's all this stuff that's coming out, coming down the pipeline, but yet people are bitching about tariffs. You know, just for the sake of repeating the stupid media talking points and stuff. Just stupid. So yeah, obviously he didn't like what I had to say, so he deleted my comment. So he's free to do that. That's fine. You know, the one thing I hate is like when people bitch to me about if I delete their comment, that it's like I'm somehow imposing on their freedom of speech or something rather like that. But it's like, no, you can say what you want. It's just, it's my channel, and I reserve the right to get rid of stuff that I don't want to have reflected on what I promote, right? Like, there was one guy who, gosh, like he was really cool. I can't even remember his name now, but he had even sent me some stuff, and you know, we got along fine. But then with the whole COVID thing came along, he was like, yeah, let's just nuke China and you know, turn it into a parking lot. And I'm like, you know, the people in China have more of a reason to hate their country and their government than you do. And you know, I just don't appreciate that. I don't want that reflecting on my channel. And haven't heard from him since then. It's kind of sad, but you know, it's not that he doesn't have the right to say that, but it's just the way I look at it. You know, if you're coming into my home and you're going to be talking about stuff, you know, talking crap about my wife or whatever, I would ask you to leave. Same thing. I'm not telling YouTube to ban anybody's channel or whatever, but yeah, there is a big difference. So anyhow, let me get back to what I was saying. So this guy is doing this video, and it's all doom and gloom, like the hobby's disappearing, but he's looking at it from the whole IPMS point of view, because there's the whole Gundam thing, there's all the wargaming miniatures that people, there's a lot of stuff to be into if you're a young person. Maybe you're not into, you know, building World War II aircraft, you know, for young people. That's fine. Personally, I don't get so excited about Gundam, and I get a lot more excited about Macross, obviously, if you look at my channel. But I'm not opposed to building Gundam. It's just that, I mean, it just doesn't do so much. If people are into it, that's cool, right? Like one of my 6th grade students, he's like, he really likes building those One Piece boat ship models from Bandai. And personally, I can't stand One Piece. I think it's a retarded anime, and the main character looks like a total doofus, like a total retard. And I'm just not gonna give a crap about that. However, I think it's cool that he can enjoy the hobby as he sees fit. So when you have a disconnect from the younger generation, maybe it's easy to fall into the doom and gloom. But as far as I see it, I don't know. I don't really mind so much. I think the guy did have a good point about people getting glued to video games. And obviously I like video games a lot myself, but I find it a lot more rewarding to build stuff. And that's just how I am. So there are times when I don't build anything at all, and I'm just absorbed in a video game or whatever. that's just there's the whole ebb and flow to hobbies, and just enjoy what you want. So I guess that's about it. But actually, now that I'm talking about this, let's take a look at my demographics. I don't think I've ever shown this before. I never really look at this myself a whole lot, so let's just kind of look at this together. This might be interesting, okay? Okay, so check this out. This is my lifetime, right? So, oh my gosh, I started this channel on March 26, 2008. Wow. I did have a YouTube channel before that. Well, I mean, an account. I didn't upload anything. There was no content. I used my real name, and I decided, hey, if I'm going to be uploading stuff, I don't want to use my real name. And then I burped. Alright, so lifetime viewers by age. As you can see by this pie graph, or this bar chart here, the largest demographic is 25 to 34 years. In more recent, I think, like, you know, several months to a year or something like that, more viewers have been in the 45 to 54 demographic, and that's where I am myself personally. Overwhelmingly male, which isn't a surprise, because, you know, girls aren't really into like jet fighters and spaceships as much. So here we go. Lifetime geography. Now, who is watching my stuff? Number one is the United States, and if you're in the United States, then hello. Number two, Japan. So if you live in Japan, konnichiwa. And the third most biggest the third largest viewership is the United Kingdom. And if you're there, then hello, or Allah Akbar, or whatever you weird people in the UK say nowadays. Fourth is Canada, eh? Hi. Hey there, Canada. I love you, Canada. Thailand. That's kind of a surprise. Alright, Thailand's cool. I mean, I'd like to go there. Whatever. So, I guess. I mean, I'm sure it's beautiful. Indonesia. Oh, jeez. Wow. That's where they celebrate Christmas by, like, bombing churches and stuff there. Freaking Indonesia, man. Okay, well, if you're from Indonesia, then hello. Like, I guess people there speak English, I guess. Germany, again, Allahu Akbar. France, Allahu Akbar. Brazil, cool. Alright, that's cool. I forget how to say hello in Portuguese. Hong Kong, Australia, Philippines, Italy, Malaysia, South Korea. Wow, really? Dude. Oh, that's kind of cool. Alright, so that is lifetime. Now, in the past year, pretty much the same. I mean, Mexico's on the list now. Taiwan is as well. Taiwan is cool. I'd really love to go to Taiwan someday. That's great. So there you have it. That is the demographics for my channel, which actually, let me go ahead and check right now. I have 9,750 subscribers, and it's weird because people tell me that they see a different number than I do. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I'm blocking some assholes or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's how it goes. So this is weird though, because it's got like this. If you go to content here, so this is something that's weird that's shown up here. Like, inspiration. You click on inspiration. Ideas for your next video. And this is just a bunch of AI mumbo jumbo. Like, the history of Japanese model kits. Like, I could really even ever pretend to speak to that. Building a custom 70-second scale Y-wing with scratch-built details? It doesn't even look like a Y-wing. What the hell is that? Model painting techniques using an airbrush. What the hell, man? This is how to use an airbrush. You know, some people would like to make video content like that, but not me. Bandai 1/144th RX 782 Gundam version Ka Plamo build 1. Oh my gosh, and it actually has a picture of an actual Gundam model. Tamiya 135th Panzer. You know, I don't build tanks. I mean, oh, popular topic with your viewers. Well, alright. So it says spark an idea. Try a theme. Alright, so here's an idea. Okay, how are you going to get clicks on your channel? Alright, let's do tits. Oh. Try something else. Try a different topic in English. I was using English, you bonehead. I mean, tits for clicks, right? What the hell? Hey, yeah, I'm going to show you something else that's weird here. Alright, let's go to the community here. And I'm going to scroll down. So, this is what I see on my end. If you're not a content maker, then you don't know about this, maybe. But, like, freaking here. Alright, here we go. Great video. I'm currently working on a 48th Apache. That's great work. That's a great project to work on. I always like to see people working on bigger models. I'm thinking of picking up a model of that one of these days. These are these stupid AI suggested comments. Let's find another one here. God, these things piss me off. Here we go. Alright, so this is Max here. Soft B. Thanks for the compliment. This Soft B build is going to be a long one. Or I can choose, I appreciate it. I've been trying to get the eyes right. Stop with this AI crap. And like a lot of this, not a lot, but a lot of times some of the suggestions is like, I don't even know what they're talking about. So this freaking AI is like analyzing my channel. Okay, Rebels at Cloud9, thanks for the video, Greg. It's a shame it wasn't in your feed until later. I had fun doing that one. I've been meaning to do more tours of different stores that are in this general area. I'll have to get started. Shut up, AI. I don't appreciate this. This is really creepy. This is really creepy, and I've been meaning to talk about this, and every time, like, I always forget to just record this and show people. Okay, that build Key 61 was very impressive. I was surprised by how good the paint job looked on that, too. Or, it's a real head scratcher, isn't it? I've had to redo the same bit of camo a few times on my model before I got it. Shut up. This is just creepy. AI, man, it is. It's artificial stupidity, because I don't like any of this stuff. I don't like this. Now, like, you're welcome, thanks for watching. That's how it started out, but now it's getting more detailed and more intricate, and it's freaking me out. It's weird, man, because they don't really know exactly. It just pretends to know. And I can't imagine anybody actually using these canned responses from AI. What good is it? It's just phony. Because even if it does make sense, if you just use this, you're just being phony. It's totally disingenuous. I'm not going to use this crap. So I just think that's just really freaking weird that Google and YouTube is offering this crap now, and I don't like it. So anyhow, let's get started with other stuff here. I'm going to show you an acquisition I got this month. Yay.
I feel plastic. Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, this is something really incredible. I pre-ordered this from E2046. This is the Priscilla S. Asagiri battling version, right? It's Priss from Night Savers. Oh my gosh, I saw this, I fell in love with it. Oh, look, here are the eye decals. I'm sure that's what these are here. Yep, that's what they are. So here's what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's so beautiful. Alright, so MRSA figure. Oh my. Pick up a MRSA infection from the hospital and then you can die from that, right? So she's like stepping on like a big boomer head, right? Look at that. So you can confirm all the parts here with the parts list. Alright. Okay. That shows how to assemble the head and everything, the arms and body. Golly. Oh, it's time to eat. Alright, I'm gonna open this up after dinner time. Alright, dinner was delicious. Let me get started on doing this. Unpacking. So, there's a lot of parts in here. Oh, alright. Here's her tits here. The most important part here. Down. Alright. So, do not know what this goes to. I don't know. I just don't know. Alright, so sculpt on this is just so cool. I mean, alright, so she's got like this textured bodysuit that just, oh my gosh, it's so cool. You can see it in the picture, and it's not going to really show up in this because it's white, but it's all textured here. I mean, again, you're not going to see it very well. Maybe once I prime it, right, you can probably see it, but oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. So it's just, yeah, the texture is so great. Now, I do have actually also another pre-order at E2046. It is Anise Farm, right? So Sonic Soldier Borgman came out about the same time, and I wouldn't really compare it to Bubblegum Crisis, but I mean, the hard suit kind of appeal to it is fairly similar. I don't know what this, sort of a stain right there, but I guess it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I'll have to really look at the instructions. And maybe that's her leg here. Oh, you know what? That's what that is. That is what. And this is like such a big, thick peg, man. Man, this is gonna be like. When you have to pin this. So wasn't there another piece in there? I guess not. You know. Let's see if I can find her face or something, right? Everything's falling out. Hey, well, shoot, Mumra, wasn't that like a... Wasn't that from He-Man or something? I never really watched He-Man. I was never really into it. But, alright, this is like part of the Boomer. But, okay. Gosh, yeah, lots of pieces. Assembly instructions are definitely required, right? A lot of garage kits, they don't really need assembly. You just need a picture of what it looks like, and you can kind of figure it out on your own. However, well, yeah, okay, here's her face. Let me pull this one out. Okay, very, very nice. And, of course, her eyes have decals, which are going to look really nice, and I don't have to paint them, which is good. The decals are a little bit stylized, though. I mean, it's not quite as good as as they properly should be. Oh my gosh. This is like, you know, her chest armor, right? But like, it's like detailed inside there. Holy crap. It's got like cushion inside there. Oh my gosh, that is, man, that's awesome. Right? Like, you can see, like, you know, it's like a cushion pad for her boobs, right? Man, that is so cool. And so, like, this is like the suit, right? But her cleavage is kind of, you know, bursting out there. That's the way it is. And, oh my gosh. Yeah, so Bubblegum Crisis is just very, very dear to my heart. I mean, oh gosh, I bought the whole series on VHS. I bought the whole series, like, box set on DVD, and then I got it on Blu-ray, on Imago. Like, I'm talking like 1990, 91 or so. I can't remember exactly when that came out, but that, holy crap, man. There was a video rental store close to my home, and it was back in the days of the mom and pop video stores, right? Video rental stores, before Blockbuster pushed everybody out of business, right? And then frickin' Netflix pushed Blockbuster out of business. But there was, oh gosh, what was it? It was called, it wasn't Thompson Video, that was another one of those, but I can't even remember what it was called. I don't remember the name of the place, but, like, the guy who ran the place was, like, he was one of us, man. I mean, like, he had a frickin' Neo Geo cabinet, and that was the first time I ever encountered Samurai Showdown. And so cool. It was just so cool. And I don't even know what this is, but it's like totally detailed on the inside. This is going to be such an awesome experience to build this. Gosh darn, look at that. I mean, the sculpt on this is just top notch. And see here again, this is like her arm, right? You can just feel the texture there. Oh my god, holy. It's just so wonderful. So wonderful. And then, I don't know what the hell this is, but it's probably looks like the back of the neck of the Boomer. Alright, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, Boomers are... okay, Bubblegum Crisis. Imagine, like, Blade Runner meets Terminator with, like, William Gibson type stuff in there too, right? And it involves hacking and, you know, artificial intelligence and all that kind of stuff. And, oh man, look at this. Dang, that is just awesome. That is just really cool. Look, you're looking at the inside of a robot, and here's the robot head. Or maybe the back of the head. Oh my gosh. This is... incredible. Totally incredible. Yeah, again, I just need to look at the instructions because I don't know where everything goes. And I imagine something like this is going to be full of a whole bunch of small pieces. Make sure I don't lose anything here on the floor when I'm opening this up. What are these arrows here? Alright, well I find that misleading. Looks like it's like arrows that like be a pull tab, right, or something, but apparently not. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Oh, this is it. Okay, this is how it goes. Son of a motherless goat. Oh my gosh. There we go. Whoa. Oh my god. Oh my god. And here we go with lots of stuff here. Okay. Now what is in this bag? Small parts. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, she's holding a knife, isn't she? Don't they have like a color photograph of the completed kit? Oh yeah, here it is. Alright, so she's holding a gun. I think her other hand, she's holding a knife, right. That's what this is here. Wow. And then like all these like cybernetic wires and stuff. That is just cool. Man. I think that's probably something that needs to be removed. It is going to be a lot of work to clean this off. And this is her hair, obviously. Where's her face? There we go. And I don't know what's going on here, but no, it doesn't go like that. Yeah, I don't know. Now, what did I tell you, man?
What did I tell you?
I dropped something on the floor. Oh, here's her gun. I think if I remember right, it's like, it just has like 3 big bullets. Oh, look at that nasty face, man. Oh my gosh. Look at those teeth. Oh my. This is just really, really fantastic. So, yeah, this is going to be quite a project. Now, the pictures online, or in this photo here, there's like all these decals and stuff on her hard suit. It doesn't come with that. It has decals for her eyes. But, you know, oh well. I can get some aftermarket decals if I want to do that. So it looks like they put some decals on the boomer as well. So freaking awesome, man. That is just so cool. Beautiful. And where's that part with like 3 parts that are popping out? Does this oh, okay, shoot. Yeah, it's like inside of its mouth, apparently. Right? Golly. This must be the top, and then her leg mounts onto that, perhaps. And it's got like this nasty weapon coming out of its mouth. That is so awesome. And where are the other? Oh, here we go. So, shoot, don't drop stuff. Okay, it looks like maybe half of her hair is like this. And I'm just gonna... Oh, here we go. This fits on there like so. Alright. So that's how it goes. And her head... And I will form the head. I love saying that because I'm just a repetitive dork. There we go. And then that fits in there like that. Gosh. This is just so cool. This is really, really cool. But yeah, she's got big hair from the 80s, you know. My daughter's teacher kind of had a haircut like Priss. Almost like a female mullet or something. Oh my. I have to be careful when I'm scrubbing her parts though, because I don't want to break off any of this detail. So anyhow, yeah, thanks for watching. This is just so cool. Very, very cool. I paid for this like back in November or so. Very, very cool. So also from E2046, I got a couple of kits for half off. I only buy like maybe once or maybe at the very most twice a year from E2046, but oh my gosh, I could not resist. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. E2046. So this is Nadia. And so what's interesting is it comes with like this rope and like this string. I don't even know what that's about really. Let's take a look at this. Alright, so it gives you a photocopy of the original instructions, I guess. I don't see where that string is supposed to go, really. I don't know. Here are the parts. So something I learned from E2046 directly is that if you get clear parts from them, you need to coat them. You need to do a clear coat on them. Otherwise, the clear parts start to yellow. And I did not know that. I have that Saber kit. I got that like frickin', gosh, I don't know, 6 years ago or something. I bought replacement parts for the clear parts because they were yellowing. And now those replacement parts are starting to yellow. So I emailed them and the rep said, yeah, you gotta clear coat the parts. So probably, I would imagine the best thing to do would be to clear coat them with, where is it? UV cut. That's flat. But this is the gloss. I've never actually used these before, but that would probably be the best thing to do. Alright, so what do we got here? Alright, good. Okay, so the legs are separate pieces. That is good. Makes it easier to build. Let's open this up. Okay. Yeah, this is some actual resin kit, apparently. I think I've seen the original for sale on Yahoo Auctions Japan, but it goes for way more money than I am able to pay for. The original sculptor has already gotten his money from the sales, so this really doesn't matter whether somebody sells it to me secondhand or if I get it from E2046. In the end, it doesn't really matter. That's how I see it. So Anyhow, so here is the back of her hair. And small parts, small parts. Here's her vest. It's kind of blowing the breeze. That's pretty cool. Here's her hands and stuff. I'm not going to take those out. Okay, now here's her open hand here. A little bit of stuff to take off there, it looks like. Okay, this is the sash around her waist. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Now, where's the clear part? Oh, it must be in here. Okay. Alright, now here it is. Yeah, so this feels like that other piece that I had, and my friend says that he believes that these are probably not clear resin, but something else. Oh yeah, there's like a star in there. That's cool. And here's the blue water. Of course, I'd have to spray paint this as clear blue. But yeah, I'm going to definitely put a protective coat on that. Yeah, first things first. Okay, so I'm going to move this box out of the way here. Got some more stuff to open up. Like, here is her face. So obviously, as you can see from the picture, it comes with King. And he is leaping. So I really don't know what that string is about now. Oh, you know what? No, I do. It's for her blue water. It's for around her neck. Duh. That's what that's for. Although that thinner string, though, I don't know what that's about. I have no idea. Okay, so that's her face. Okay. Now for her torso, I was kind of afraid that like her tube top would be a separate piece, but that is not the case, and that's good because it's gonna look more, you know, it's not gonna look cumbersome. Don't have to work with trying to get that to look right. But here is her torso. And then these are just the boring rocks that she's standing on top of. Isn't that great? Alright, so I'm going to clear this up, and I'm going to show you the final part, the final kit that I got from E2046 for the month of May. So this is here's a picture. This is the Lord British from the game Salamander, otherwise known as Life Force, which is essentially the same game, except that they kind of changed the gameplay a bit. Anyhow, it uses more of a Life Force. It was like more of like a Gradius style power-up system, whereas Salamander was like more of a direct power-up system. Anyhow, so this is just the parts here. It comes with instructions on how to assemble. Obviously, this is going to be a much smaller kit. Okay, what is in here? Alright, oh my gosh, I got all these small parts. I think I just don't want to open that up. It might be best just to leave it alone. Now there is a clear part for the canopy. There we go. Yeah, it's only fair if I buy a plastic model kit of this if Plum ever gets around to making one. Right now they're going bonkers with all the Gradius kits, but they have not yet done a Lord British kit, and if they ever do, I think it's only fair if I buy it. Boy, this is really sealed, isn't it? Jeez. Really tape this one up bad. Yeah. All that just for this tiny little canopy here. Golly. Well, it's very well packed, at least I can say that. So here's the main body of the ship. Poke this through here. Doesn't seem to be any curvature at all. I think it's gonna work out fine. I'll have to cut this off, obviously. And take all these parts out here. And it comes with a stand. And here is the stand, and I thought this looked really cool in the pictures. And it says Salamander in Japanese kanji. And it's got this really cool surface there. So this just fits in there like so, right? And it's the ship rests onto that. Looks like there's an extra part. What, so this goes on here like so, perhaps? I don't know. I'm not sure how this is supposed to go. But that is really cool. I imagine that's how it goes. Let's look at the picture here, huh? Yeah. Now they have a photo here. They do have a photo. And okay. Alright. So it fits on there like so. So there's like a dual kind of a layer to that. That's cool. That is really cool. So here you have it. It doesn't come with any decals, even though you see something right there. So here is the engine can. That's really cool. And then I don't know what this is. Oh, these are the laser cannons. Right? These are the laser cannons that go on underneath the wings. Well, this is pretty cool. Oh, top and the bottom of the fuselage here. Oh, I'll definitely have to clean this up. But, I don't know, it goes like this somehow. I don't know. Anyhow, cool stuff. Supplies! Don't have much for supplies. However, I did find this at my local hobby shop I thought was interesting. Gaia Notes' Surfacer Evo. This is clear surfacer. I've never used clear surfacer before, but it says here, before painting a plastic model or a resin cast kit, we put this as the foundation, and it helps to cover up any sort of scratches, minor scratches and such. That's what that is. Something else, I bought this at the at the home center. Cementine plastic model glue. Now, I've never bought this before. I just got this on a whim. It's only a couple hundred yen, so I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? This is an extra thin cement, as you can see here. So I just got that. But if you're interested in more supplies, well, take a look at what comes next. So, the June issue of Hobby Japan, which is basically on sale in May. Alright, so when you see the June, whatever that means, like as of June 1st, they want it off the shelves. So they got this issue on modeling supplies. Alright, so let's take a look in here. Crap and stuff. Tits. Hoshino Nani? Tsubasa? Is that what this says? I don't know, it's kind of stylized kanji, I can't read that. So, this is what? It's a Frame Arms Girl game. And, yeah, Mr. Hobby Accretion. So, they have new Gundam Accretion paints. Isn't that interesting? And so now they have, you know, of course they've always had lacquers, but as of a few years ago, now they have acrylics and now finally accretion. So if you want to just paint by just using brushes, that's the way to go, I guess. Now this is, I don't know anything about this, but how are you supposed to pronounce this? Gundam GQX? What? Come on, are they really having a hard time finding out, you know, figuring out names for Gundam series? I just G-Quooks or something. Quooks. You gotta count those number of U's in there, right? Put it into a search and you don't have the right number of U's, and so nothing comes up on hobby search or something. That's just stupid. A stupid name for a show. If it's cool, I wouldn't know. But stupid. Anyhow, supplies. Oh my gosh, there's this DSBA whatever. I don't know. I saw this when I was at the bookstore in Nagano Prefecture. I did a video of. I thought this is maybe a pencil at first. But nope. Yeah, I think it's for engraving or something. Alright, so you got like different nippers. Good Small Company, Tamiya, etc. Minishima, that's what I use. Alright. They're probably about on quality, on par of quality as the Tamiya nippers. Except that Minishima doesn't have the brand recognition, so it's cheaper. Who knows? So here is the metallic rod nipper that I have. And there's a Tamiya one here too. I should probably get this someday. Right? Because sometimes this doesn't quite... you can't get as accurate as something like that could. So... metal line nipper. There's the God Hand version. Nice. So, yeah, I need to get this maintenance kit here. Keep it well lubricated and good quality and such. Knives. Here's the Tamiya design knife. I have this here, right? And of course, there's the Olfa. You get this at any hardware store. That's where I got one for here. I got it one for my hobby bench at my in-laws. There's a scale. Alright, lots of neat crap here to look at. Engraving blade, I've got one of those. this is about. Haven't taken the time to figure out why exactly, because this seems kind of like a random, like, why do they have pictures of flowers and like bicycles, and I don't know. So now here we go. These are for files, and they got sandpaper as well. So it's a clear file. Gradius, Gyrus, he gave me a clear file, and I've had it for a couple of years. I haven't gotten around to using it yet. So I need to get this. This is the large. This is for 4mm, 5mm, and 6mm holes for drilling. That would be nice. Annex, that's a brand you can find at hardware stores and different places. I've seen these around. These are like really small little cutting mats. I don't really see the purpose of those, so I'm not going to bother buying those, but you know, whatever. Finishing files. Yeah, the new Hobby Japan Vintage is coming out, I think in June. It's going to be all about Thunderbirds. Alright, so originally Imai, and then Aoshima got the molds, and they've been releasing new versions as well. Psycho Gundam, 144 scale. This is going to be a huge kit. Holy crap, that's going to be gibungus. Alright, because like, yeah, there's the Zeta Gundam. By comparison, that's crazy. Alright, this is like a really huge book, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Here's Play 2, or Pluto, as they say it in Japanese. And that's cool, I guess. Some Gundam builds, obviously, as always, in every episode, every issue of Hobby Japan. That's all they ever do, really. And there's Yamato stuff. Oh my gosh. 700 scale. Interesting. 50-year anniversary. Maybe this is a repop of an older kit. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh, it doesn't come with lighting. So they show you how they lighted this kit though. That's cool. One of these days I'm going to build my 1000 scale Yamato and light it. The $21.99 version. God, Code Geass. I have no idea about this show. All I know is that there's that table humping scene with that girl. I don't know anything about the characters at all. No idea. Alright, so I have some dog ears here coming out. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, it's the Glaug. That's right. So they drilled it with the pin vise to open up the cannon holes, right? I guess that's what these would be here. So this looks like a straightforward build. I'm looking forward to probably model graphics. Somebody would probably light it up and such. There's Max and Miria from Macross 7, and Macross 7 I saw the first episode and I was just laughing my ass off. I thought it was so stupid. Unfortunately, because the characters are cool, but whatever. Now, this guy did this Strike Valkyrie from Macross using all Hobby Aqueous, and he kind of made it a little bit too filthy, I think. I don't think this looks really cool, in my opinion. This is just overly weathered, I think. Just looks kind of crappy. Super Robot Wars, Super Robot Tyson. Bandai's making these. I have this kit actually as the Kotobukiya version. I guess Kotobukiya lost the license. And it got another dog ear coming up here. What's going on here? Here it is. Harkonnen Ornithopter build. This is pretty dusty. Oh, that's cool looking. They elected not to put the characters in the seats. It's just an empty cockpit. Oh, there you go. don't think there's anything else. Oh wait, maybe there was here. Godzilla model kits. Wait, wasn't there something? What's this? There we go. Back to the Future. Alright, so this is part 2 by Alshima. They have completely retooled this. And I saw the photo etch set for this when I was at the store, and I thought that was really, really cool looking. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's the one magazine I got this summer, or this May. So neat stuff. Oh my gosh, tats. Yeah, there you go. Hobby Japan, June 2025. Alright, so for those of you who like the stuff that I post on my YouTube community tab with different stuff and such, like for example this one here is linking to my blog, right? So if you haven't seen it, this is what my blog is. It's on my website, stevethefish.net/stuff. And on here I post at least maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks might go by and I don't post anything. But for the most part, like at least maybe once or twice a week or so, I might post something on here. So like this button right here, follow Greg's stuff and things. If you go in here, you can register an email address, and then every time I post something like that, you'll get a notification. But yeah, so like some people are leaving thumbs up, friends and such that I've pointed this out to. So yeah, this is a lot of it is like a lot more personable type stuff that I do not post on YouTube. This is just my private blog on my website. So yeah, if you enjoy this kind of content, then check it out. So like this is like, for example, here's old photographs that I found from like over 20 years ago, and just different stuff. So yeah, go ahead and check it out and make me happy. So if you even if you don't subscribe or whatever, you don't need to have a WordPress account in order to leave a like. So anyhow, yeah, check it out. So going back to something I mentioned in the beginning of this video about tariffs, I chose not to talk about this in the last video, but there was a kind of a discussion, and that became an argument rather quickly. It was on the Scale Model Addict forum. Some guy was complaining about tariffs and such, and I think most people who are getting upset about this kind of stuff in America, I mean, I can fault them because they don't actually think beyond what the TV tells them, because the TV media is always going to be really negative about this kind of crap. But the idea behind all of these tariffs is that the Internal Revenue Service would be eliminated, and that you would not have to pay federal income taxes. Right? Now, there are some states in America that you don't have to pay state level income tax, like Nevada, for example. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure last I remember that is the case, and that's why a lot of companies are fleeing the massive taxes in the Socialist Republic of California, and they're, you know, moving to Nevada where they don't have to be taxed to death. So the end result of this, and Trump has even said this many times, for anybody who has a clue to actually just bypass the media and just, you know, go exactly to where, because he always posts on Truth Social, and to be honest, I don't go on there very much, but he has said that Internal Revenue Service will be transformed to the External Revenue Service. And it's crazy because like I remember like what in was it 2008 or I think 2008 Mike Huckabee, he ran for president. Of course he didn't make the first primary or whatever, but he ran on the idea of abolishing the IRS, and I'm like, cool, that's great, but we ended up with like freaking neocons like McCain and Romney and such. But people don't know history, and this is why everybody gets so upset over when people point out like conspiracies and such. It's not that so much that you're a conspiracy theorist. It's just that you actually know a few things about history, and you are adept at pattern recognition. You're like, duh. The United States, for the first 120 years or so of its existence, there was no Internal Revenue Service. The IRS was established, it was supposed to be temporarily while the World War I was going on. So I'm pretty sure World War I has ended. Obviously with Ukraine, that the World War II is still going, I guess, but World War I ended, and the IRS continued, right? So, yeah, the end result would be, you might have to pay, like a little bit more for different things, but right now there's just a bit much of a fluctuation and such while all of this is being, argued, and the whole concept of this is, the tariffs are like, it's a bargaining leverage, right? And as I pointed out on that argument in on that forum, that modeling forum, I'm like, you guys have had like 8 years to learn like a little bit of pattern recognition, right? With Trump, I'm not like this, I would never behave this way, but the way he can be an effective negotiator is that like he goes to like the exact opposite, like extreme, and then he walks it back, and then he finds a compromise, right? So if you've got like something going on with between your property and your neighbor's property, then his point would be like, oh, okay, look, I'm just gonna have to just like buy your house and kick you out of your house. And then they're like, oh no, you can't do that. And then, okay, well, how about this? And then they start concessions and negotiating and such until you actually get where you want to go. That's just the way he negotiates. And yeah, so like you don't take him seriously, right? The people who like Trump are the people who don't take him so seriously. And at the same time, though, if anybody wants to accuse me of just being like a blind Trump follower, every time he talks about about tariffs and such, whenever he discusses wanting to make deals with countries that the countries are saying no to American agriculture, American meat, American dairy products and such, I roll my eyes, and I'm like, he has to know that American agriculture and everything is just, it's poison. And one of the biggest reasons why these countries do not want to import American food products is because they have standards, and the United States does not. Like I saw RFK Jr. He was talking about how in pretty much every other country, if there's going to be food additives, that they have to be proven safe first before they're added into the food. And then in America, though, it's like the exact opposite. Sorry, I'm itching like crazy. You got the allergy season starting. So basically, they just put stuff into food, and then once it's proven to be a detriment to people's health, then they'll take it out. But of course, that's like only after like class action lawsuits and a public uproar after people get hurt and such. It's just really disgusting, but that's one of the reasons why RFK is very essential to this whole thing. So every time Trump complains about how, such and such a country doesn't want American meat or vegetables or whatever, it's like, yeah, I good for them, because speaking as an American living in Japan, I don't buy American stuff. I don't trust it. I mean, American broccoli, yeah, I don't know. There's just so much crap that, like American beef, I don't buy it. Only on a very occasionally. Like if I go to like a Burger King or something or other, I'm almost certain that's probably American beef. But as general though, I don't buy American beef, American pork, nothing. Right? And I remember when I lived in America, when you would buy chicken, it had like a chlorine smell sometimes. And I didn't know until recently, but RFK Jr. mentioned this, that American, the poultry, they soak it in bleach to kill bacteria for salmonella and such like that. I'm like, well, that's the reason why, because I remember smelling that. I'm like, gee, that smells like freaking like it's been in a swimming pool or something or other. That's the reason why. Other countries, they say no to that. You can't do that, right? It's disgusting. But like factory farming and genetically modified vegetables and such, these are a total blight on this earth, and it's disgusting. And I really hope that there's going to be a sharp turnaround in years to come, because already RFK, he's talking about wanting to get rid of like yellow 5 and all these different food coloring and such. Yellow 5 is actually a drug called tartrazine. I think like in Russia it's like completely banned, right? It should be banned anywhere. It's a psychoactive chemical. It's a drug, right? And so many of these food dyes and such lead to hyperactivity in children and such. I could probably do a dose of hyperactivity sometimes myself, if I must be honest, because just like today, I took a nap during my lunch break and such. I don't have energy like I used to, right? And I think a lot of that when I was maybe 14 years old, and I got my tetanus booster. Then after that, I was taking naps in the afternoon and such. Just, yeah, if I had only known, right? But anyhow, American food is just, I don't trust it. It's gross. So biosludge is another thing. I saw this documentary on biosludge. It's disgusting. I mean, you think of like some freaking tranny on artificial hormones and antidepressants, and is hooked on crystal meth. And then this person gets like the taco shits and blows it out of theirs ass, and that goes down into the sewer, and it's just, instead of like being incinerated and destroyed like most other countries, in America they just use that as fertilizer. So all these disgusting chemicals and such are winding up on people's food and the crops. And of course the whole atrazine thing, the chemicals in the water that's turning the frickin' frogs gay. It's real. It is totally real. That is UC Berkeley, Dr. Tyrone, what's his name? He's proven like you can actually turn amphibians into homosexuals by dousing them with this chemical. It's an herbicide, and in other countries that stuff is illegal, but in America it remains legal. Although I could just only pray that thanks to RFK Jr. that's going to be hopefully banned as well. So there's just so much exciting stuff going on right now, but yet people want to complain about tariffs and such. Come on, get real.
We're working on the dietary guidelines. The dietary guidelines have been a catastrophe. The Biden administration gave us 453 pages. And we're driven by the same industrial impulses that put Fruit Loops on top of the food pyramid. And we are coming back now with a very simple 4 or 5 page document that is science-based and that will drive changes in nutrition programs and food programs, school lunch programs in our schools across the country. It will be a game changer.
Well, May is almost over with, and I have not used the air conditioning yet, so that's really nice. It depends on the year, but like where I live, maybe towards the end of May it gets hot enough to warrant the air conditioner, and then it kind of cools off. Well, that kind of did happen. It was getting a bit warm, but not like very, very uncomfortably warm, and now it's starting to cool off again, and it was definitely long sleeve weather today, which is it's kind of nice. But anyhow, this one of the schools that I go to, that I work at, you know, every year they kind of rotate people around, and there's a bunch of people who can actually speak English, and I have, like, in the morning, these people are like, oh, good morning, Steve, I mean Greg, how are you today? And I'm like, a part of me wants to say, you know, that's a difficult question, I'll have to get back to you on that. I've never been good with just those phony pleasantries like that. My personality type is like, if something is said, then it is said with meaning, and just frivolous banter like that, I'm just not good at doing that, right? So I kind of like it better when people don't speak English to me, and they just kind of, you know, leave me alone or whatever. One of the nice things about living in Japan is that if you're kind of a recluse and you're not really good with exchanging just meaningless pleasantries, you get to kind of avoid that for the most part. Because I honestly can't remember the last time I've ever been asked how I am on a regular basis. It's kind of weird. They mean well, and their English is, you know, adequate. It's nice that they make the effort, but at the same time, that's just my personality. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. I mean, if I ever ask somebody how they are, I am genuinely, you know, it's because I care, and I kind of sense that perhaps something is wrong or so. Similarly, actually, like, okay, so I have this backpack, right? And I've got like all these buttons on this backpack, okay? I've got like, here's Tamiya, Hasegawa, right, Fantasy Zone, Gradius, lots of Nadia buttons here, The Cure, the Smiths, I got King of Fighters, I got like all these different buttons all over this thing, right? Of course I got Pac-Man buttons up here, and you know, every once in a while people will like kind of comment about how many buttons I have on my backpack, and I'm like, so does, you know, can you relate to anything like this, right? And a lot of times they just want to just comment that I have lots of buttons on my backpack, and I just feel like saying, well, this conversation serves no purpose really. Then you're just commenting on the fact that I have lots of buttons, and you find that peculiar, but it's not like you even really care about any of the buttons at all, and that's the reason why they're there. Whatever. I had some buttons in college on my backpack. My cousin gave me this button here. It says, everything I need to know about life I learned by killing smart people and eating their brains. It's this button right here. And yeah, she gave that to me like a very long time ago. And I've had buttons that have been given to me by friends, family, students. Of course, also I buy a lot of these buttons myself, but it's just kind of just happened. But people ask me about that, and I'm happy when people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's Puyo Puyo," or "Hey, that's whatever, King of Fighters," or whatever. I'm happy when I get those comments, but when it's just comments just for the sake of making a comment, I just think that's kind of just, there's no purpose in continuing a conversation with somebody like that, because I just kind of find that boring, really. So anyhow, gosh, yeah, so going into June, and it's life's pretty much okay right now. I'm about ready to get my daughter's passport, so that's gonna come in like about a week or so from now, finally. Being by what's the word, dual citizenship, she has to travel with both an American and a Japanese passport. It kind of sucks, but so far no travel dates set in stone or anything like that. We're just kind of, I don't know, let's just see what happens as it comes along, because her school always kind of comes up with crap at the last minute, I guess. They don't really announce things like way, months in advance or whatever. So anyhow, I'm going to end the video here. So yeah, if you're interested in the F-15 group build, leave a comment and such. So yeah, I'll definitely have lots of cool stuff to work on now. It's not like I didn't already have like freaking way too much as it is. But anyhow, I'll catch you in the next update video. So until then, live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So long. Thanks for all the fish. And remember, you don't need to be mean, because no matter where you go, there you are. Bye.